Hello, Rebels. So I've had quite a few calls for some 15-minute fast dinner ideas. A lot of working people out there. A lot of people want to cook when they get home. So today we're going to do my cheater pasta sauce. The beauty of this dish is you can use any jarred pasta sauce and make it taste homemade. And it's great because you can throw it together for a crowd in virtually 10 minutes and have dinner on the table. So it's an easy, no fuss way to get dinner done and make it taste good. So in my trusty pan, I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here. You can use a little less. You can use cooking spray if you're really watching your fat, but it is olive oil, so it's a little better for you. This is a pound of ground beef. Now, you don't have to use ground beef. If you're a vegetarian, you can substitute your ground beef for veggies like mushrooms and peppers. If you are trying to eat healthy and you want to do something lower fat, you can certainly do ground turkey. Or if you're somebody who really likes a lot of flavor, you can go with ground sausage. This is 1 cup of frozen onions, one of my favorite cheats again. This is 2 cloves of garlic smashed up and diced. This is 1/2 cup of red wine, and you want a full-bodied red wine, either a Merlot, a Pinot Noir, or a Cabernet. And then this is my spice blend, and all this is it's a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. And then this is 1 jar of random pasta sauce. We like the smooth variety around here. My husband's not a big fan of chunks, so we tend to buy. So I've got my pasta water boiling, and I'm about to drop my pasta in. And what I'm going to do first is go ahead and saute out these onions. And your garlic. And we're going to saute these down. Now, if you're a vegetarian and you want to do lots of fun chunks of stuff, you totally can. Mushrooms look great in this, and I would suggest, probably most of a package of fresh mushrooms. You could also use frozen sliced mushrooms. Those would work great. You can also use green pepper. You can also use, they make diced tomato in cans. You can use that. Just go ahead and saute it up with your onions and your garlic. And we're going to cook this until the onions have sweated. So about 2 minutes. Okay, so my onions and my garlic have sweated. They're not brown, and they're just starting to, smell really good. So now we're going to go ahead and add our ground beef. Like I said, this is a pound of average ground beef. Oop. Yeah, I kind of defrosted my styrofoam like most people out there do. Not ashamed. And I'm making a mess. And we're just going to brown this down. So we're going to get this all cooked to the brown stage. Now, several people have asked me, well, how do you brown meat the right way? There isn't. I've got my heat over medium-high, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to stir it up, make sure I have good contact with the pan, walk away from it for a minute. It'll make noise. I'll turn around. I'll come back. I'll stir it some more. And that's basically how you brown ground beef. So while my meat is browning, I'm going to show you my pasta going. I've had a couple of questions about salt, about different things. All right, I'll be honest. Salt doesn't matter. It does not change your boiling temperature. It does not do anything but, salt your pasta, which you can do afterward if you forget it. But I have found that a couple of drops of olive oil in your water does help your pasta from sticking together. I don't like to add olive oil after my pastas come out, and I don't rinse my pasta at all with cold water. Those things actually inhibit your pasta from accepting the sauce and making it really nice and saucy when you serve it. And here is where our meat is after we've been cooking for about 4 minutes. See, there's still pink in there. It's not done yet. We're just going to stir it and keep going. Okay, so my ground beef is nice and done. It's elapsed cooking time 7 minutes, and we are brown all the way through. You see? That's what you want. If you're cooking vegetables as opposed to a meat, you just want to make sure that your vegetables are soft. So this doesn't have a lot of fat. See how little fat there is on this one because I bought a lean ground beef? If you were going to drain, I like to just tip the pan and pull out juice this way and then throw it in a ramekin to throw out later. But because I have so little fat, because I use lean ground beef, I'm going to leave some fat in here because remember, fat is flavor a lot of times. Now, my pan's nice and hot. It's still on medium-high heat. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my spices. I'm just going to shake them over top. And my red wine. Here we go. In we go. Now, notice it didn't make a big mess like a normal deglaze, and there's a reason for that. Because there's already liquid in the pan, it's not going to deglaze because we haven't stuck anything to it. So, now we're going to let this simmer for about 2 minutes and let that flavor infuse and some of the alcohol cook out. So, we have cooked about 2 minutes, and notice that the pan looks like it did before. Doesn't look like there was any wine added, and that's exactly what you want because the wine's actually gotten into the meat now, and the alcohol is cooked off. So you're left with the residual and the flavor, not the alcohol. And now we're going to add our jar of random pasta sauce. Pick whatever you like. You can go, organic, you can go traditional, it doesn't really matter, but notice the smooth sauce. And so what we're going to end up with is this very rich and meaty sauce. If you feel like this is too thin, and you have a family that likes a very thin sauce, and this is way too thick, you can add a little water, but I don't feel like I need to. And now we're going to turn the heat down to low and let this simmer all together for about 5 minutes. So we have cooked down another 2 or 3 minutes, and we are now at this consistency. If you see, everything's nice. We had a nice little simmer going. I just turned the heat off. And now we're just going to plate some pasta. So here's my trusty pasta, all made and pretty. And all you do is just serve it over top. I mean, it's that simple. And again, the wine and the onion and the garlic make a huge difference here in how we taste. Let's put a little Parmesan over top. A little sprinkle. And that is it. And that is dinner in 15 minutes. So if you haven't noticed, the kitchen manager and sous chef are asking for their dinner as well. So I'm going to go feed them. But I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to make a really fast, healthy meal at home for you and your family. A couple other ideas just for you guys' future use. You can actually turn this also into a pasta bake. You just take your pasta, you layer your sauce and some mozzarella, stick it in the oven for 20 minutes. Or this is a great base sauce for meat lasagna. So if you have a great lasagna recipe, but you don't want to use jarred sauce, or it's just too much of a pain in the recipe you have, this sauce is really great in lasagna. This is Andy the Saucy Rebel signing off. Have a great day, y'all.